Hi, I'm Dr. Jim.
I'm Dr. Janine.
We're going to talk to you today about something I'm sure you'll find very interesting, and you may be suffering the problems of being fatigued.
Oh, that's probably our main complaint that we hear all the time is that I'm always tired. So if you're always tired, do something about it. Let's see what type of lab tests you can do in order to find out what the problem is.
Yes, because if you are tired all the time, then there's something wrong. And if you've been to your primary care physician, they've maybe did a CBC and said, oh, everything's fine. Well, you need to dig a little deeper. And that's where we come in.
Right. And I've even seen where people have had a CBC and they're abnormal and they're still told everything is fine. So just because you've had lab tests and does not mean if you were told everything is fine, if you don't have it in your own hand and see that there is nothing out of range, don't assume that that's the case. The first thing we always like to rule out is anemias, because anemias are so commonly make people tired. Because if your hemoglobin is low, then it definitely makes you not carry oxygen. If your red count is low, it does affect you as well. But we don't just like seeing a CBC for anemia. You got to see what's causing it. So we like to do the ferritin, the iron panel, a B12, and a folate. And that's kind of your minimal for anemias. And if you are anemic and those nutrients are low, even adding the copper could make a difference.
Typically speaking, it's not done. And unfortunately, they just don't go that deep. They'll say, well, it's no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. If you're tired all the time, yeah, that's a big deal.
And so, okay, say you're not anemic. Say your iron's fine, your B12's fine, your folate's fine. What else is there? The other big area we see cause a lot of fatigue is adrenal problems. And
Definitely.
Adrenal problems don't just say, oh, I need to boost my adrenals or I need to lower my adrenals. Don't just assume, because both ways can make you really tired. So if you go the wrong way with it, then you're going to make it worse. So cortisol and DHEA are definitely two things that we check on a regular basis in order to see why someone is fatigued. The other nutrient that can always make you tired is a vitamin D deficiency, which is such a common problem.
It is. Time and time again, we see people that they come in and we start checking things like vitamin D, and their vitamin D is a little bit low. And I'll say, well, gee, your D's low. Well, they said it was low about a year ago, and they put me on some vitamin D for about 3 months, and then they quit.
Right.
Because it got back up to normal, and so they stopped. Okay, think about this. It's like any other nutrient. If you're taking it in, yeah, you're probably going to maintain it. But if you stop taking it in, if you were low in vitamin D, for instance, before, and you took it, now you stopped, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to go right back to being low.
Right, unless you've done something really drastically different, like gotten the sun now for a couple hours a day where you weren't before. Really, sunlight's your best way of getting vitamin D, but if you're not doing that, then supplementing is the best way to do it. So we have talked about anemias, B12, folate, iron, vitamin D, adrenals. Those are all huge for fatigue. Of course, another endocrine area that is big on it is thyroid problems. If your thyroid is high or low, you can be fatigued.
And they need to test more than just the TSH. I think if you watch some of our other videos, we've talked about when you check a thyroid properly, you do the TSH, which is your brain telling the thyroid what to do. Now, you need to check the thyroid. How is it responding to what the brain is saying?
And a lot of people are on thyroid medication. They still are so tired, and their TSH is normal and their T4 is normal, because the synthetic medicine out there is T4. It makes it look like it's normal. But we go a step further and check the free T3, your usable thyroid, because if that cannot convert from T4 to T3, you're still going to be tired. That is something that we always check together, is the TSH, the T4, the T3 uptake, and the free T3. And then one other thing, if you're tired all the time and nothing else is the problem, we look at EBV, which is Epstein-Barr virus. It is a common virus, mono, when you're young. And a lot of people say, oh, I didn't have mono when I was young. Well, when we do the test, most people have had it. They just didn't know it. You might have had a sore throat, didn't even know you had it. Well, the bad thing about EBV stays in your body forever. And later on in life, when you become stressed out, run down, it flares back up. And that's people that stay tired all the time. Sometimes it's the EBV flaring back up. But there is a test that we can run to look to see if you've had it in the past and if it seems to be reactivated.
Now, there's the problem with a lot of people come in and say, well, they checked me for that. Okay, your primary care checked you for that. Did they do something called a monospot test? And they say, well, I don't know. It's just one simple little test. Probably a monospot.
Right.
Monospot's only going to be accurate if your initial infection state. When we do the test, where there's 4 different antibodies that we look at to see if you've had it, how your immune system's responding to it, and as it reactivated. That's all got to be looked at, or the mono testing is going to be woefully inadequate.
So that's just scratching the surface on things that can make you fatigued. But those are all the first things you want to look at when it comes to, I'm tired all the time, what's wrong? And even if you've been told everything is fine, usually that kind of testing has not been done. So we do have a panel that has them all together called the fatigue panel. So if you're interested in the fatigue panel, you can give us a call, or if you have any questions, just let us know.
Yeah, just go on our website and look up blood work, and you'll see the fatigue panel. And it'll show you all the testing that we do to find out, why are you so tired all the time? Something's wrong.
Yeah, you don't have to be tired all the time.
Well,
and it's not just because you're getting old. Because I have so many people that come in that are in their maybe 50s, 60s. They're not old. And they're told by their doctor they're getting old and that's why they're tired. That is not normally the case. Find out what's wrong. You want to feel better so you can live a better life.
Hopefully you got something really good out of this. Now you'll have an idea of what you have to do to find out why you're so tired all the time. By the way, be sure and hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. We always respond to our comments, so if you leave a comment, I'll get back to you soon. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next video.